I've been feeling really nostalgic lately, so for the next 100 days, I'm hopping through some of the best versions of Minecraft and taking a trip down memory lane. I'll be showcasing iconic features from each version, and by the end, I'm going head to head with the Ender Dragon to finish Minecraft the way it all started when it first released. All in hardcore. Let's see how far Minecraft has come, one version at a time. But first, let's start on our 1.0 title screen. Create a new world, then we'll name it 100 Days in Minecraft, start it, and here we are. So I started with the basics of getting wood. I also noticed that even though we were chopping down spruce trees, it was still giving us oak planks. But hey, I guess that's just 1.0 for you. Next, I figured I'd grab some food, but no luck. Sheep weren't dropping any raw meat, just wool. So I decided to make a bed and get back to chopping down trees. If sheep weren't going to feed me, I figured I'd start a farm instead. After that, I upgraded to stone tools and found some iron, so I went ahead and mined that too. Eventually, I was down to 3 hunger bars, and my crops were growing way too slow. I knew I had to find a food source, and I looked it up, and Google said if I crafted a sword, it would increase the chances of getting food drops, so I got to slaughtering. But that's when I ran into my first problem. See, sheep didn't start dropping mutton until Minecraft 1.8, which meant I had to rely on pigs and cows for food. But problem number 2 is cows and pigs don't spawn in cold or hot biomes. So now I'm forced to venture further out into my world, something I was trying to avoid to keep future structures from spawning too far away in later updates. The reason this sucks is because hardcore is the only game mode you can actually die from starvation in. For now, we're gonna go to bed. I also noticed that in 1.0 your head does this weird thing where you can wiggle it around. I thought it was pretty funny. But we're on day 2 now. I started a journey to find some cows and saw these wolves that I want to come back and tame. Then slaughtered some cows, started starving, then made a furnace to cook the cows. Now back to collecting some wood. I cooked some iron, so now I can make some iron tools, then expand my farm. Finally, a little more head shaking. When I woke up for day 3, I started by chopping down more trees, mining a little bit of stone, and terraforming my new land a little bit. Then, I went back down into the mines, and found some iron, killed the creeper getting my first hostile mob kill, and I built a little bridge into this cave. I nearly had a heart attack, then decided no more caving for a while. I then killed these 2 zombies that were guarding my bed and ended day 3. I started day 4 and decided I want to build something, so my first build will be a little bridge connecting the main island to the small island across the water. But replay mod wasn't available until 1.8, so you just get a sped up version of me building it. I finished the day by switching to an iron shovel, then collecting dirt for more terraforming, until it was time to go to bed. Day 5 started with more dirt collecting, then I saw my first wheat had grown. I decided I was going to terraform a little more so I'd have more room to build. Then I started building this small 5x5 house. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm building the original villager house and plan to turn this island into an OG village to preserve the 1.0 memory in later updates. With that complete, I decided to get more food because I was running low, then on to the next day. Day 6, I woke up in the middle of the woods. I got a glimpse of this old gravel, then I found some iron. I made it back home and I wanted to make a fence, so enjoy this sped up version of me trying to figure it out. After about 20 minutes of figuring out how to build a fence, I placed them all on the roof of this villager house. I also decided to make some leather armor. Also, look at how this old leather armor looks compared to this new one. I also decided, since I have plenty of iron, I'd make some iron armor too. I decided I wanted to stay up throughout the night to kill some skeletons for their bones. Lastly, I tried to kill this Enderman in the water, but I couldn't get him to come back for some reason. I woke up on day 7 and traveled to tame a wolf. Once I did, I named this little guy Bongo from the Minecraft movie. Just kidding, guys. I haven't seen the Minecraft movie. I made Bongo guard this bridge. Then I tried fishing for a long time. I sped this up so you could see, but I didn't even catch anything. I then decided even though I can't eat sheep, I will eventually be able to, so I'm going to take care of these for a while. I then had to make sure that they wouldn't get out. And for the end of the day, I got some dirt and terraformed for the rest of the day. I started immediately on day 8 by going through and replacing all the sand on my island with dirt. After that, I made some land expansions on the villager island. Then I went to collect more dirt because I was out, murdered a rogue sheep, filled in the hole, expanded my sheep fence, then went to bed. It was a rather short day. On day 9, I yearned for the mines. Even after last time's incident. So we head down into the mines, we find some iron, we have to find diamonds before day 10, so we spent all day in the mines and didn't find any diamonds, which means we're just gonna have to do it again tomorrow. So we go back down for day 10. I find some iron. I then decide to come back up to equip myself with an iron helmet to replace the old leather helmet. Then back to mining. I then get enough iron to make some iron boots, which completes a full set of iron. Then, after plenty of redstone, lapis, iron, we found diamonds. Just in time for the end of day 10. I started day 11 and 1.8 by collecting my farm. Then I noticed Bongo was sad, so I gave him my last steak. Then I fed him some rotten flesh. I also decided I want to change the color of his collar. I double checked if there was blue dye in the game yet or not. Then I used some lapis to change his color. While wandering around, I found a zombie spawner. I looted it, then made a beacon to remember where it's at. Since 1.8 also added new blocks, I wanted to try and get some of the new stones before heading back to my house. Finally, I made it back, then ended day 11. I started day 12 by killing a skeleton, then shot arrows at this creeper that was hiding out in my sheep pen. I then decided to head down into the mines. While mining, I found a vein of diamonds. After collecting the diamonds, I decided to do some terraforming to expand the villager island. I also finally get to use the replay mod. Now that I have enough diamonds, I decided to also upgrade my diamond pickaxe. Then I finally ended day 12. I started day 13 with some deforestation in my area, then a little bit of landscaping by clearing out more dirt, then I moved on to expanding the main island for more room to build. So enjoy this little time lapse of me expanding the island. Then back to deforestation. After all that, I finally ended day 13. When I started day 14, I decided to finally upgrade my other tools like my sword and my axe. Then I decided to clear out the next layer of dirt on my land so I can expand on it. I would also like to say that now that I can use the replay mod, I'm gonna use these time lapses. I won't bore you with the details. I use this dirt to expand more of my land. I did finish clearing out the next layer though, but that concluded day 14, just a day of collecting dirt. On day 15, I decided to use the rest of the dirt I collected to finish filling my hole in. It is so satisfying to go back through and watch it be filled though. I even expanded another little corner too. I did try breeding some sheep, but for some reason it wouldn't work. But after that, I don't really want to bore you guys. I basically spent another day shaving down another layer of dirt on my land. All I did at the end of the day was filling some more holes and expanded. Then I went to bed. I decided on day 16 that I'm going to turn this spawner into an XP farm so I can hopefully enchant my items sooner than later. So all of day 16 I spent at the zombie spawner clearing it out and prepping it. but after all that, I came right back to my villager house to sleep. On day 17, I made a hopper because today I'll be finishing up my zombie XP farm. This time, what I'm doing is I'm just setting up the lower layer to kill zombies. Then all I have to do is go through and remove all the torches. All that was left to do was test it out. So I killed some zombies for XP, then ended the day. I started day 18 and grabbed my bed. Then I finished cleaning up the farm so that it wouldn't look like a cave. Then I spent the day clearing and building a house over the farm so that random zombie hordes wouldn't just come wandering down the stairs. Which this is a feature that is exclusive to Java. When a zombie is hit by a player or a tamed animal, depending on the difficulty, it has a chance to summon a horde within 7 to 40 blocks from the original zombie. Lastly, these zombies will already be targeting the player, and these zombies also have a chance to spawn more hordes. I didn't finish the house because it became nighttime, so I started working on the interior of the house, like these stairs. Another reason I wanted to work over here was so that the mob farm would fill up so I could collect XP as I was working. Also, if you watch here at the end, you can see a small zombie horde appear. It's only 2 zombies, but still. For day 19, I had a goal of building another villager house, so it would feel like a real village when I walked over here. Plus, the second villager house was also built for when I decided to go steal some villagers in future updates. I didn't finish it, but it was getting dark, so I ended day 19. I started day 20 by nearly finishing the house, and only had a couple of blocks left to place. After that, I killed some cows for food. It's weird realizing critical hits from jumping weren't added until 1.9. I'm so used to doing it, I just can't break the habit. Once I made it back home, I crafted a boat because there was something I wanted to explore before the day ended. I also completely forgot that boats break when you crash into things in this version. There's an ocean monument nearby that I wanted to check out. Not go inside yet, just kind of scout it out. I ended up getting a little too close and got hit with mining fatigue from the Elder Guardian, which was kind of disappointing. I headed back and finished the house. Then I tried mining up some stone, completely forgetting I was still fatigued. I drank some milk, mined it up, and I was about to go to sleep. The mobs were surrounding my bed, and I got so close to dying that I started building like I was in Fortnite, and I eventually made it to bed and wrapped up day 20. I started version 1.9 and ran into a zombie villager. I tried to save him, and I ended up taking my time with it, but I just couldn't pull it off. Since this is the combat update, I crafted a shield to help defend against mobs. After that, I spent the rest of the day heading north to see what all I could find, and I even ended up coming across some horses, but I didn't really have a saddle, so I couldn't do anything. Then I just decided to end day 21 there. I woke up on day 22, and chose violence. I think updating the world might have been messing with the game a little bit. My steak wouldn't let me eat it at first, but I shrugged it off and went right back to slaughtering animals. Eventually, I got it to work, then I finished the day by gathering more food and exploring. By the end of the day, I figured I'd be pretty stocked up and called it a night. I woke up in a hills biome and figured it was finally time to head back home. Once I got there, I decided to tear down my old farm because I've got plans for a better one. And honestly, I don't really need a farm for food anymore. After that, I went mining to see what I could find, picked a bunch of iron and even found some diamonds. But once my pickaxe broke, I knew it was finally time to head back up. Still had some daylight left, so I swung by the spawner to grind up a few levels. One zombie tried sneaking up on me from the stairs, and that's when I realized this spawner house definitely needs a roof. After that, I called it a night. When I woke up on day 24, I spent pretty much the whole day down in the mines just grinding out obsidian. By the time the sun started to set, I grabbed a little bit of dirt and then called it a night. I started the next day grabbing some dirt, then flattening the rest of the land by clearing up the cobblestone that was left over. I ended up spending the rest of the day filling in land and grabbing dirt, so there wasn't much left to see. We're jumping straight into halfway through day 28 because honestly, this is all I've been doing for the past 2.5 days. But now, we're finally building one of everyone's favorite classic structures, even today, the village blacksmith. I went back and counted and actually made one block too long, so I fixed that real quick, and after that, I went to bed. Today I finished up the blacksmith house, made a couple of mistakes, but I went back and fixed them. At the end I realized something didn't look right, but I couldn't figure out what it was. But I knew I needed lava for the house, so I went back into the cave to grab some. I paused for a second to look around and see what was wrong with this house, but I think it was just because the back needs to be fully cobblestone. I figured one bucket of lava would do for now, so I placed my fence and then I was done. Then, while I was looking at enchanted books, this happened. I was afraid I had lost everything, but I loaded it right back up and everything was fine. I was right back where I was. I spent most of today collecting sugarcane so that I could start making enchanted books. As soon as I got back, I planted some of the sugarcane so I didn't have to run far to find more. Then I crafted the paper, then the books, and I made an enchantment table the wrong way first, but I eventually got it. But before I started making books, I decided to revisit the farm idea and built a villager farm to go with the old village theme. But after that, I figured I would go to bed and make enchanted books in the next update.